Hey, good morning. It's just Patrick here coming to you live again from Complete Health Eastbourne. What I wanted to talk about, probably the three most common things that I'm seeing come through the door to the clinic at the moment, and a couple of the reasons why. So the three most common things that I'm seeing come through into the clinic as far as my practice is concerned, as far as patients that I'm seeing is concerned, are probably the three next things, which is lower back pain with or without sciatica. This is probably the most common one that's walking through the door at the moment. Neck pain with or without headaches or migraines, one or the other. And the final one is shoulder pain, which is often a byproduct of a neck or lower back issue as well, or a spinal issue, should I say. Now, the reason why I'm seeing these conditions walk through the door, so the reason why I'm seeing neck pain and headaches, lower back and sciatica and shoulder pains is majority to do with what's been happening for the last 6 months. And the things that obviously been happening for the last 6 months, people have not been leading their normal lifestyles. So people have had to shift and change quite drastically in how they're behaving, what they're doing, and some of the places they have to work or be, etc. So here are a few things that I've observed. This is what I've observed that people doing based on the lockdown period. People are moving less, significantly. People moving significantly less because a lot of people don't have their gyms available, therefore they don't have anywhere to train or exercise, and as a result, they are not as interested in doing it at home, or they're not as adaptable and haven't found a way to do it at home. It's not the fact that they can't, they've chosen not to, but they haven't found a way to do it at home. Now, number one, that's probably the most important thing that has led to a lot of the issues that I'm currently seeing in the clinic. And what we know is that for all spinal conditions, movement is essentially key. If we move our spine, then essentially we will offset 90% of problems. Number two, everyone's sitting a hell of a lot more. Now, whether that's sitting at home, sitting in the sofa, or not necessarily just sitting, but actually the positions that we're sitting in have actually got progressively worse. So say, for example, many people have obviously had to start working from home. I was actually just having a conversation with a client of mine yesterday, and they are using some fold out camping table to work at home, because initially obviously they thought it was going to be a short-term thing, and now it's looking more and more likely that they're going to be staying at home permanently. So people haven't actually adapted their offices, and I can tell you, working on a dining chair with a fold-out table for the last 6 months will have significant and serious effects on people's bodies. Now, that being said, that it's going to start to create a lot of neck, muscle, shoulder, low back tension. And as a result, we start to see some of the reasons why people are starting to feel sore. Now, add a little bit more on top. Now, what we know about things like people's diets and their exercise levels, these things will start to induce inflammation. And if we add that inflammation on top of the things that we've already discussed, you got it, those issues are going to be further exacerbated. So people are eating incredibly bad foods at the moment. Lots of sugar, lots of processed foods, trying to stock up as much as they could from the supermarket. So people are buying, we all remember this, by the way, this was only a couple of months ago, but it was probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen, is people were stocking up on pounds and pounds and pounds of pasta and tons and tons and tons of jarred tomato sauces, which are all preserved rubbish junk foods. They don't really provide all that nutritional value. And as a result, people will have seen spikes in their inflammatory markers in their body. And as a result, what we will start to see is changes in the way that people's bodies start to work and heal. If you're not providing your body with the right nutrients, it's very difficult for your body to actually fix itself, which, by the way, your body has the capacity to do all these things. Now, something else I observed a lot, and interestingly, if you look at the trends on this, alcohol consumption soared. It actually went through the roof. So the amount of alcohol that people were consuming was drastically risen. And as a result, what we would expect to obviously see from that, this has a massive effect on headaches and migraine sufferers specifically, but also it starts to irritate your nerve endings and it makes them much more sensitive, which basically means that if you do have any lower back pain, those nerve endings are now more sensitive and you're more likely to feel it at a higher level. So if any of you have actually ever, if you've got low back pain and you've gone out and you've had a night out and you've drank too much, you'll probably find that you feel a little bit sorer the next day until that alcohol is actually got out of your system again and you start to feel a little bit better. So look, our lifestyle choices, the things that we choose to do, are directly proportional to the health that we are going to express. Whether that's to do with injuries or whether that's to do stuff like heart disease, cancer, diabetes, etc. Our body has to go through a process called inflammation in order to actually heal. And when we consume or stress our body out, and we consume certain things that will cause stress in our body, or we move in certain ways, or do not move enough and stress our body out, then this inflammatory response is heightened, and as a result means that we do not recover as quickly. So what we know about chiropractic, physio, and massage care, it seriously speeds up that process. Now, what I want you to do is just take a minute and think about some of the things that you can do, now to turn some of the bad habits that you've picked up around lockdown. So any of those bad habits that you picked up around lockdown, just comment them in the comments below. Let's see if we can help you guys get a little bit of motivation to get back out of this situation. Start doing some exercises again. If you know someone that would probably benefit from this, if you know someone that's hurt themselves as a result of sitting at a dodgy desk, maybe that it's worth tagging them into this video. We are here to help. We're here to advise. I will personally respond to any comments that are on here, that have any questions that people might have of what things I can do now in order to shift and get myself back to normal health after the lockdown period. So we're here to help you guys, whether that's just as a comment or a little bit of guidance. We're here to support everyone coming back from the lockdown and improving their health. And maybe you want to have maybe you want some questions answered, other way around. Questions answered about how to actually improve your desk if you're using a desk at home. And again, we're happy to give you advice on that. So guys, if you see any of our other bits going on at the moment, we've got a couple of adverts springing up on Facebook. Please give us a like and share on those as well. And we're really looking forward to seeing people back in the clinic again soon. Until tomorrow, I'll see you then.